Yeah, a lot of people were talking about this Martin reboot that's supposed to come back. You know, the Martin series is supposed to come back, and after 20, I guess 20 something years later, and it's kind of mysterious that you know they waited. The Martin show waited until Tommy Ford passed, and also Carl Payne was having a lot of disagreements and beefs with Martin. This was through the whole duration of the show, from its conception back in 91 until the show, the final, the grand finale of the first run of the Martin show. So, and I know of Martin, so I try not to be judgmental, but I grew up around him. I know how he acts. Sometimes he's not tough at all. I know the guys that he ran with, his little group, the group of guys he ran with. Actually, two of them played on certain episodes of the Martin show. Kenneth Wack, who was Kenji, the guy that whooped Martin's ass on there when they were doing karate, when they had on their karate outfits, and the guy was whooping Martin's ass. That was Kenneth Wack, which he has a brother named Larry Wack, and they all live in L.A. with Martin, as well as Sean Lampkin, who is Nipsey, the bartender. I know all of those guys, and but Martin had, the show was a success, for those who were into it. If you like comedy, yeah, it was very funny. But once you become conscious, you see that those things don't make sense to you no more. Now that's a picture of Larry Wack. Like I said, that's one of Martin's friends he grew up with. They went to school together. If you may not be able to see these pictures, let's see if I can get try to get it a little lighter, and and that's Larry Wack. That's the guy that's in the driveway spawn, and that's Martin. They were, that's when before Martin, got any fame or whatever. And Larry, the guy in the picture, had 99 years for drug distribution, which Martin paid undisclosed amount of money and legal fees into the state of Maryland to have him released and to have him brought directly to L.A. to stay with him. So, that wasn't a problem at all, And so, and that's his brother Kenneth. That's the guy who played Kenji, the karate guy on the Martin episode. And they're brothers, and they all live with Martin. They all have successful businesses in L.A., and they're doing pretty well for themselves. But there's a picture of, you may not be able to see it real clear. That's Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin, who Dwayne Martin has been suspect a lot of times for, he's been a suspect a lot of times because it's no secret that, his bisexual lifestyle, especially when he and Will Smith were an item, and they were just wide open and flaming, along with Tom Cruise and several other fags in the business. But what happened was Martin used to get on tease Tisha about Dwayne on the set of Martin saying that he was soft, he was a little faggot, and all those type of things. Because Martin wanted Gina in real life, according to sources, and which to me, Gina is not no, dime piece and all that, and she's okay, but at the same time, if I was Martin, I wouldn't have went as far as to got myself in legal troubles, trying to pursue a relationship or whatever with her, and I think that she lured Martin on at the same time because, if that wasn't the case, she would have quit the show, when these accusations, this type of behavior first began, first started, and Pam to me was a much better catch than Gina, but nevertheless, that's what went down, and Gina won the out of case settlement for the sexual harassment and I guess emotional trauma and damage, with out of court settlement, but that was the enough about the Martin show. Enough about the Martin show, and like I said, I knew Martin. I grew up around him. I know his brother Rob. I know his sister Ray and Ursula, and their older sister Debbie, and their mother. And I used to go over their house. I remember them not having, a lot of food and things of that nature, and Martin boxed, for a couple of months down in Palmer Park Gym. And the last time I actually physically saw him and talked to him, he was on his way to the comedy club downtown in D.C. And he told me that, that's what he was following Eddie Murphy. And he said this is what Eddie did. And, that was the last time I physically saw him until I believe the late 80s. He had came back and to a club, and we spoke and everything, but he's just a regular guy to me, just like any other celebrity or entertainer or so-called celebrities, But you all, my subscribers and the people that I know, my wife and my family and my circles, those are celebrities to me. Those are people that I hold in high regard and that I look up to and that are special to me. My daughter, my grandchildren. Those are celebrities. Not someone that you just see on television. Because most of those people, live abnormal, dysfunctional lives. Based on the fact that they have to, overnight be something that they're not. And a lot of them actually believe that they are, better than the everyday average person, which they're not. They just may have some wealth, and that's it. But now I want to briefly talk about the Tuskegee experiment. Well, it actually is a Holocaust, and that in the 30s, it was supposed to be a 40-year experiment where they injected syphilis into some poor brothers down in Macon County, Alabama, and to see what type of reaction that the syphilis would have in a melanated body. That's really what it was about, because no crackers were involved in this experiment. which was a Holocaust, because it killed these brothers. And even though they had a cure for it, which is called penicillin, they had a cure for it, they refused to give the penicillin to these victims. And they were victims of a Holocaust. And they were taken to court, and they fought tooth and nail to keep these brothers infected. You know, and these brothers were deteriorating. I mean, actually had half of noses. You know, their noses were eaten, you know, literally eaten. You know, this disease literally ate them alive. And it was they died very, very painful deaths. However, you know, these are the devils responsible for that, for the Tuskegee Holocaust. You know, may they burn. You know, may they never rest. May they never have any type of rest. You know, may death chew on them like jackals. You know, these are fucking white devils and one house nigga. You see that house nigga? I forgot that bootlicking dog's name, but he was involved in the destruction of his own people. And you mean to tell me you can stand there, you know, and show all your fucking teeth after you murdered your own brothers? You know, this is what took place. You know, these people were given some like a stipend, where maybe $5 or something of that nature, to take that injection and endure 40 to 60 years of nothing but pure pain and agony and disfigurement. And this is the same thing that goes on today. It's just in another form. It just has another name. That's an affiliate of this Tuskegee Holocaust, called Planned Parenthood, where they give our sisters, they give these young queens these injections that literally cooks the infant baby in the woman's stomach. Literally cooks it and microwaves the baby inside of the woman's stomach. And that's why I'm so fucked up at the fact that, you know, the guy y'all look at as being the black president, Barack Obama, you know, put millions and hundreds of millions of dollars into Planned Parenthood and endorsed and promoted the execution of our young babies, because infant mortality and abortion is the #1 killer in the black community. Not black on black crime. You know, not gang violence. See, gang violence and black on black crime is something that white supremacy has created. Because a lot of those gangbangers are not gangbangers. They are FBI personnel posing as gangbangers and just killing black men every night. Because if that was the case, why hasn't it been mass arrests of individuals if they were responsible for the murder and execution of their brothers that live 1, 2, 3 blocks over? It wouldn't be hard to make an arrest, because you would know exactly who's doing it based on the head count of young black males in the city. If you section it off in wards, you will know it's a certain amount of blacks, males, in each ward. And I think Chicago has between 19 and 21 wards, something like that. Anyway, you would know the certain amount of young black males in each ward. So when someone in a ward is murdered, or 5 or 6 or even 10 are murdered in one ward from another ward that is beefing with them, all you will simply have to do is go over to the ward that was beefing with them, and you can make your arrest because you know how many people, how many black males are in that ward. But you're unable to do that if you have infiltrators posing as residents of that ward that are killing other people in the other ward. And that's why Rahm Emanuel left the White House to come to Chicago, because, like I've told y'all before, he wants to cut up the drug trade, and he wants to increase the gang violence. And I'm gonna get back with you all in a second on that. But this Tuskegee, this is one of the last gentlemen. He was the last survivor, which he passed in 2004. Now this devil, fucking Bill Clinton, who gave an apology to the last surviving victim of the Tuskegee Holocaust. Sorry for the interruption. I had to take a little break. I was a little hungry. Anyway, this fucking devil Bill Clinton gave a formal apology supposedly to all the victims' families of the Tuskegee Holocaust, in which, like I said, this brother, I had his name written down, but I just don't remember it offhand. But like I said, he passed in 2004, being the last surviving victim of the Holocaust. As you can see, he still has visible syphilis burn marks on his face and on the top of his head, and his spine is bent, because that's what syphilis does. It actually bends the spine, you know. And you know, this is a type of things that our babies need to know about for the future. So whenever they are, you know, whenever we have our babies that plan on attending med school and what have you, they will be able to have knowledge of these things that took place with their great-great-grandparents and their ancestors, you know, so it can raise their level of consciousness, and their frame of reference can be broadened. So it's very, very important. Very important. You know, I know a lot of times I may talk about certain things, and I get on our people, because a lot of our people need to be chastised and blasted for some of the things that we do and some of the things that we say, and the way that we act, and how a lot of times we act just like this fucking savage cracker. So, but at the same time, you know, education is a must. You know, we need to, you know, educate the minds of our babies and our youth, because we cannot expect them to rise above their conditions and their situations if they don't have any, if their knowledge base and their knowledge and their foundation is literally empty. So they're going to function off of the information that they have, which is that bullshit, that Meek Mill, Kodak Black bullshit, you know, and Lil Wayne and all that motherfucking Rick Ross, all that motherfucking counterproductive, you know, immature lies that they go in the studio and tell and put it on wax about them hustling, and they don't even live in the motherfucking hood. But they keep our babies in the hood for the sake of them receiving wealth and royalty, you know, and they drape themselves up like they are kingpins. But they're nothing but pretenders. Ice Cube, none of them. Dre, none of them are from the hood. None of them have hood. None of them have street cred. You know, had both parents, working parents, and you know, after dinner they had to, sit in front of the TV for the milk and cookie hour and all that bullshit. Now all of a sudden, you doing drive-bys and you a motherfucking G and all this shit. No. G for you means good guy. However, excuse me. I want to show y'all this photo here. As you all know, that's a photo of the great ancestor Tupac Amaru Shakur. Autopsy photo. And the reason why I put this out, because for those of you young men, and this is just for you young men who think that being in the casket is so cool and being in a rush to be in the fucking casket is cool. When these people get you in the morgue, and take your organs out, take your liver, take your kidneys, take your heart, pull your skin from your head over your face, and take a saw and cut your brain out your head and sew you back up like a motherfucking torn t-shirt, stuff your head with newspaper, pack your asshole and your nostrils and your ears with cotton so you won't leak. Glue your eyes shut with crazy glue. Glue your lips shut. Glue your penis hole shut. Cut your shirt from the back and dress you, put you in the casket, and that's it. And after everybody walks past your casket, maybe a few people may cry that don't even understand this process, just dealing with and functioning off pure emotion. After the flowers are gone, after everybody eats the fried chicken and the motherfucking macaroni and cheese and the fucking greens up, either at the church basement or over the mother's house, over the parents' house, after that's gone, that's the end of your ass. And they take a drink and smoke a motherfucking blunt. That's it. It's no coming back. You're not gonna be able to view anything. So think about that shit. Think about being laying outside, or somebody may throw you in the woods, and let the rats chew on you. That you become decomposed, stinking. You don't even have a goddamn funeral. No viewing. Because decomposition done sat in. It's no seeing your baby take his first steps. It's no graduating from high school. It's none of that. None of that. Not making the basketball team. All of that shit is canceled forever. Lights motherfucking out for you. Because you're listening to these motherfuckers on wax telling you that being a motherfucking corpse is what's happening. But they're not a corpse. They can't tell you if it's happening or not. They've never been there. How many people do you know that have passed away and came back and told you what the process is and the procedures are? Because they can't, because they don't even have no insides. And everybody gets paid off of you but you. Here, that your mother and your grandmother don't have money to put your ass away. But everybody still get paid off of you, even when you're in the morgue. Because your kidneys, your liver, your heart, your brain, all that shit is for sale. Black market. That shit is on sale. And yet, your mother and your grandmother or your guardian and them are trying to scrape up money, go on GoFundMe page, you know, all on Facebook, you know, begging for help. But you supposed to be a motherfucking G. You supposed to be holding it down. You taking pictures with stacks of motherfucking bread, with hammers and all this shit. You know, you taking all that shit, putting it on media takeout and all that dumb shit. But yet, now that your ass has been murdered, you don't have Ned dime. All you got is some motherfucking curled over Jordans, some outfits, and some motherfucking fake ass motherfucking jewelry. And you call that shit being hard, being tough. You belong to somebody. Them my mans and them, you know. And none of them will put in their dime to bury your motherfucking ass. Not their motherfucking dime. And even if you are blessed enough to bypass death and go to the penitentiary, you think they're gonna come and see you? No. The first thing they're gonna do is find out how much time you got. They'll give you a shout out. They may come and see you once. And then the next time they come over your house, they're coming over there for your woman. Because you done gave her all types of habits. All types of habit. Dick habit, drug habit, money habit, shopping habit. And I'm saying habit because she has to get her fixed too. And if your man's still clocking, guess who she gonna be with the whole time you in? And there's nothing you could do about it. And once again, you calling your mother or your grandmother for some money so you can eat you some motherfucking ramen goddamn noodles from out of sink water. While you share TV with 190 other motherfuckers for the next 15, 20 motherfucking years because you wanted to call yourself being a motherfucking G. You know, when you gone, your ass is gone. And then you put all this shit on the mothers and grandmothers. Worried them to death. You never listen to them. Every time they told you, come on in the house, leave them niggas alone. They stupid niggas. You know, they don't know what they talking about. Oh, such and such ain't like that. You know, Lil Buckshot ain't like that. Lil Rick and all them. Nah, they fam. That's fam. And all this old motherfucking gay shit. Now you sitting in the morgue in a motherfucking plastic bag waiting to get chopped the fuck up and parts sold like you a motherfucking car that been in an accident. You know, stacked under and over 3 or 4 other people. You know, and so somebody gotta have money. The funeral director gotta come and get you, dress you up for your last motherfucking day out here to try to fix you up and give you the appearance that you're not the person that you really are. In other words, you know, try to fix you up to look like, you know, you went to church or you went to the mosque or the temple. And all the time you was nothing but a 2-bit motherfucking thug, you know, with no goddamn hopes for the future. No GED. No high school diploma. No driver's license. No vehicle. Nothing. And you call yourself carrying it hard and being a man. And I know what I'm saying right now is fucking a lot of y'all up. And for those who living off these women off Section 8, you ain't getting away either. Because right now you sitting here watching it off the TV that your baby's mother done got. Because she ain't going to put up with the bullshit but for so long of having them niggas if she got any sense. Unless she's a fucking piece of hood rat shit too. But if she got any sense. She gonna catch on and find out everything you was saying was all lies about you looking for a job and about you trying to make some changes in your life. But every day she come home from work, you know, you got everybody and you got your motherfucking fake motherfucking thugs, you know, in her living room, around your children, house smoked up. And then you don't expect her to say nothing. And if she do say something, you feel so bad because she telling the truth. Now you want to go upside her motherfucking head. She got any sense, she call the cops and get your ass out of there, get a restraining order, and wait on a real man to come through. You know. So, you know, these things, you know, these are the things that we're not talking about that needs to be laid out, flat out. Flat out, put it out there, you know, let the chips fall where they may. It's just that simple. Stop playing games and stop all this false fear and letting motherfuckers run over you. You know, it's just a couple of you motherfucking punks that make it bad for the brothers that are out here trying to do the right thing. Some of these brothers work at Walmart, Wendy's, T-Mobile, you know, and they doing whatever they can to make ends meet because they want to do the right thing, saving their money. But yet you standing out there with a handful of crack, poisoning the community. You got people's grandmothers strung out. You know, you're disrespecting the elderly. You're serving pregnant women. You know, but the only people you respect is the judge and the motherfucking Koreans where you buy your motherfucking takeout from, and them Arab motherfuckers that own the gas station. Your priorities are fucked up. And at the same time, this motherfucking Trump is loading, you know, rallying the troops up. Getting ready to bring the Fed up in Chicago to start murdering these goddamn children. These young men. And for those of you, because see, you niggas up there, you won't fight them back. You won't fight the National Guard. But you'll fight your brother that lived 2 blocks over. He not responsible for his address. That's where he grew up at. That's where he was born at. But you won't fight the Fed. You won't fight the National Guard. You won't fight FEMA. You won't fight the CDC. You won't fight the motherfucking FBI when they come up there. Because as soon as they kill one of y'all, first thing you want to do is have a motherfucking candlelight vigil and put some teddy bears and all that bullshit out. Because you weak.